As we get older, our legs often start to weaken, and this happens long before we even feel it. This subtle decline can lead to a significant loss of control, a shaky sense of balance, and for far too many people, a truly devastating fall. It is a sobering fact that falls are the #1 cause of traumatic death in the elderly. But here's the crucial message. It absolutely doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to turn it around with simple, effective lifestyle changes. Hello, health champions. Today we're diving deep into the top 10 foods that can help strengthen your legs. I felt a powerful urge to create this video because, while it's an incredibly important topic, there's a sea of information out there that's just superficial, random, and frankly, misleading. Many people creating those videos don't truly grasp the intricacies of health, so they end up grasping at straws. They often present single nutrient solutions like saying, sweet potato has potassium and potassium is vital for nerve signaling, so you should eat sweet potato. Or they'll discuss causes of leg weakness without truly understanding the underlying mechanisms. For instance, they might claim sarcopenia is a condition that causes muscle loss. But let's be clear. Sarco means muscle, and penia means weakness or lack. So the word itself describes muscle loss or weakness. It doesn't cause it. It's just a label for the condition. They also talk about how muscles need energy and oats offer complex carbohydrates, providing lots of energy. While sweet potatoes and oats aren't the absolute worst foods, especially if you can tolerate a certain amount of carbohydrates, mentioning them so loosely based on a single fact like this is incredibly misleading. It paints a picture as if all you need to do is eat some sweet potato and oats, and your muscles will magically grow strong and regenerate. It just doesn't work that way, and we're here to give you the much bigger, more accurate picture. But first, we have to truly understand why there's so much discussion about this, and why our legs become so dangerously vulnerable as we age. As I mentioned, weak legs pave the way for a loss of control and balance. This significantly elevates your risk of a fall, which, heartbreakingly, is the leading cause of traumatic death in older adults. If you're a little older and you fall, it very often results in a hip fracture. And a hip fracture means you're immobilized for a period, leading to a profound loss of mobility. I've often spoken about the profound purpose of movement. Its primary role is to drive the brain, to constantly send vital signals to it. When we lose movement, we actually start to lose brain power, brain strength. Think of a muscle in a cast. It shrinks, it atrophies. The same happens to our brain if we don't move enough. It doesn't receive the necessary signals and begins to degenerate. Sufficient degeneration can ultimately lead to a loss of vitality and, tragically, death. The statistics are truly frightening. For those who suffer a fall and break a hip, up to 50% die within a year. And even if they survive, their quality of life is often never the same, with up to 60% requiring long-term care. This is the devastating outcome we are striving to avoid, and you absolutely can achieve that with straightforward lifestyle adjustments. The lifestyle that can reverse and prevent this decline consists primarily of 2 pillars. The first is exercise, which is relatively straightforward. Exercise helps you build muscle because it strategically breaks down muscle fibers, which your body then repairs and rebuilds stronger during recovery. But there's a crucial second step. Exercise also provides a signal. It offers a challenge that prompts your body to initiate these repairs. If you're completely sedentary and some muscle fibers break down, your body won't fully repair them because there's no inherent reason, no challenge, no signal to restore them to their previous strength, let alone make them stronger. Exercise is fairly intuitive, and I'd be delighted to create a dedicated video on it if you let me know in the comments. However, the biggest confusion often lies with food, and that's precisely what I want to clarify in this video. Food provides the essential stuff your body needs to repair and build muscles. What kind of food offers the best solution? It needs to supply fuel, building blocks, and catalysts, those vital vitamins and minerals that drive all the body's reactions. Diving deeper, this means quality fats for energy, a mindful amount of carbohydrates, if you tolerate them. As you know from my other videos, I'm not a fan of 300 grams of carbs a day, especially for diabetics or those with carbohydrate intolerance where a very low-carb or even ketogenic approach might be better. Even if you tolerate carbs, I suggest keeping them under 100 grams daily, ensuring they come from whole, unprocessed sources. Then, we need high-quality proteins, essential fatty acids, and a full spectrum of vitamins and minerals. But even with all that, it's still not the complete picture. We must understand the larger context. Everyone is different. Your food choices must also support your metabolic health. The good foods for a diabetic are very different from those for a 20-year-old athlete. Your diet needs to lower inflammation, and here we're also talking about neuroinflammation. Many people with chronic low-grade inflammation experience neuroinflammation, meaning their brain and nervous system are inflamed. This impairs proper signaling, making it impossible for your muscles to function optimally. So, the food you eat must actively support your neuromuscular connections. Without proper signals, a muscle is just a piece of steak. It's nothing without precise, timely communication from the brain. When we talk about the keys to not falling, we're talking about a powerful combination of strength, balance, and coordination. A synergy of muscle and signals. If your nervous system isn't healthy, if you're experiencing neuroinflammation, none of this will work as well as it should. Now, why is it that our legs typically seem to break down faster than muscles in the rest of the body? Consider complete inactivity. If you're in a coma or on complete bed rest, you can lose up to 50% of your quadriceps muscle in just 30 days. This is roughly equivalent to the muscle loss you might experience in 30 years of a sedentary lifestyle. So while a coma is an extreme example, we are, in a way, doing something similar to ourselves through a sedentary lifestyle, simply not challenging our bodies regularly. This means it's typical for individuals between 60 and 70 years old to have less than 50% of their original leg muscle strength remaining. The reason legs deteriorate a little faster is that they generally contain a higher proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibers, and these particular muscle types tend to atrophy or break down more quickly. So, here are 10 foods, explained in detail and presented in no particular order, to help you reclaim your leg strength and overall vitality. 1. Eggs, the whole egg, yolk included. You simply must eat the yolk if you want the full spectrum of benefits. Complete eggs are incredibly rich in amino acids, especially one called leucine, which specifically triggers muscle growth through a pathway known as mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. Don't worry about the name, just know it's a powerful muscle-building switch. Eggs are also packed with choline, a raw material for acetylcholine, the critical neurotransmitter your body uses to activate muscles. And let's not forget vitamin B12, super important for signaling. A lack of B12 can often lead to neuropathy because signals can't travel effectively. One of B12's crucial roles is maintaining the myelin sheath, the protective insulation around your nerves. Essentially, the outer layer of your body is electrical cables that transmit signals. Eggs are also rich in essential fatty acids like EPA and DHA, which your body uses to build healthy cell membranes for every cell, including nerve and muscle cells. With the right fats in those membranes, your cells are healthy and can perform proper signaling. You've likely heard that eggs are a phenomenal source of protein and amino acids. In fact, they offer the highest percentage of available amino acids to the human body, second only to mother's milk, and pretty much on par. A note on quality. When I mention these foods, always keep in mind that pasture-raised eggs, from chickens that roam outdoors eating bugs and grass and getting sunshine, contain 2 to 7 times more of some of these key nutrients we read discussing. 2. Salmon and other fatty. Cold water fish, think sardines and mackerel. Just be mindful to avoid king mackerel, as very large fatty fish can accumulate a lot of mercury. These fish are an incredibly rich source of EPA and DHA, those essential fatty acids we just talked about with eggs. Eggs are good, But these fish are great sources. When we consume enough of them, they help your body balance inflammation, meaning they aren't an anti-inflammatory pill, but they guide your body toward a normal, healthy level of inflammation, resulting in an anti-inflammatory effect. Studies have also shown these fatty acids can increase muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Like with eggs, the source matters. If we compare wild salmon to farmed salmon in terms of omega-6 to omega-3 ratios, wild salmon typically boasts an impressive 1.4 ratio, with omega-3 being the higher value, which is unique for fish. No other food naturally has more omega-3 than omega-6. This helps them swim and survive in cold water. Farmed salmon, however, usually has a 1.1 to 1.2 ratio. You can see the big difference. I want to keep this in perspective, though. If you're in a restaurant choosing between mass-produced chicken and farmed salmon, the farmed salmon is always going to be a better choice and certainly superior to breaded chicken and mac and cheese. These fish are also an excellent source of high-quality protein with high bioavailability, not quite as good as a complete pasture-raised egg, but very close. Salmon also provides selenium and astaxanthin, powerful antioxidants. By reducing oxidative damage to your mitochondria, muscles, and nerves, there's less breakdown and a better chance for rebuilding. Both eggs and fatty fish contain vitamin D, which helps reduce inflammation, supports mitochondria in muscles for energy production, and aids neural membranes, the cells that send signals. Overall, these contribute to increased strength, balance, and energy production. 3. Grass-fed beef contains creatine, a popular supplement among bodybuilders, creatine phosphate. It acts as a carrier for phosphate molecules, which helps your body more efficiently cycle between ADP and ATP, the fundamental way we transport and make energy available. With more creatine, we can cycle that ATP back to energy a bit faster. Beef is also very rich in highly bioavailable iron, crucial for making healthy red blood cells that are the right size. Iron, of course, is a key component of the molecule that carries oxygen throughout our body. Additionally, beef is rich in B12, which further aids in maturing red blood cells, and on top of that, supports nerve conduction. These two factors combined ensure that both signals and oxygen are effectively delivered to your muscles, both absolutely necessary for muscles to function, grow, and repair. Beef is also a great source of zinc, which is vital for muscle repair, and it's considered a high-quality protein with excellent bioavailability, providing those essential amino acids for muscle building. I often emphasize grass-fed beef over grain-fed, and I encourage you to do the best you can to find it. The difference is significant. Grass-fed beef can have up to 5 times more of the beneficial omega-3s compared to mass-produced grain-fed beef. It also contains 2 to 3 times more conjugated linoleic acid, a powerful antioxidant, and 2 to 3 times more vitamin E. So, if you can get it, especially for something affordable like ground beef, I strongly recommend grass-fed. But again, if you're at a restaurant, or if grass-fed isn't available or affordable, regular beef is still a far superior choice to any high-carbohydrate, sugary, or processed food. 4. Yogurt, unsweetened, full-fat. We are absolutely not talking about the fat-free, flavored, sugar-laden stuff that often contains more sugar than a typical dessert. We're talking about unsweetened, full-fat yogurt. If you enjoy Greek yogurt, you're getting a strained version with higher protein content, but I still urge you to choose full-fat. Authentic Greek yogurt, as found in Greece, typically has about 10% fat. In the U.S., much of what's labeled Greek is fat-free, which often means other ingredients have been added to achieve the desired consistency. Personally, I'd choose a full-fat regular yogurt over a fat-free Greek version. I recommend finding yogurt that's as tart as possible, as this indicates the bacteria have consumed more of the milk sugar and that there's a higher concentration of beneficial bacteria. If you can't find a great option, it's always possible to make your own. Yogurt is packed with probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support your microflora and gut biome. A healthy, functioning microbiome leads to better nutrient absorption, making more of the nutrients you eat available to your body. It also helps reduce inflammation, because a healthy gut flora reduces chaos in the digestive system. A lot of body inflammation stems from an inability to properly break down and process foods due to a lack of the right bacteria. Yogurt also provides calcium, essential for proper signaling needed for muscle contraction, and as an animal food, it offers high-quality protein. 5. Bone broth. Bone broth is rich in collagen, which is vital for rebuilding, repairing, and maintaining your joints, ligaments, and gut lining. As we discussed, a healthy gut means less inflammation and better nutrient absorption. But maintaining healthy joints and ligaments is equally crucial for strength. If you experience pain, your muscles instinctively shut down to protect themselves from further injury. High inflammation, aches, and pains also reduce mobility, making you less inclined to move. By supporting your connective tissue and these supportive structures, you can significantly enhance your mobility and, consequently, your strength. Bone broth is also abundant in glycine, an amino acid that helps reduce chronic inflammation and supports neurological calmness. Furthermore, it's very rich in glutamine, another amino acid known to help heal leaky gut and reduce neuroinflammation. This highlights the importance of the gut-brain axis. A leaky gut often corresponds with a leaky brain, allowing inflammatory compounds from the gut to leak into the bloodstream and make their way to the brain, hence the strong emphasis on this connection. 6. Vegetables, non-starchy and leafy greens. I wholeheartedly emphasize non-starchy vegetables and leafy greens. You can consume a tremendous amount of these without overloading on carbohydrates or spiking your blood sugar. These vegetables are typically incredibly rich in essential minerals like magnesium and potassium, and vitamins such as folate, AB vitamin, K1, and K2. They also provide valuable polyphenols and nitrates. Nitrates are precursors for nitric oxide, which promotes vasodilation and improves blood circulation throughout your body. These vegetables also tend to reduce systemic inflammation. The polyphenols, in particular, are extremely important. While your body doesn't need them in the same way it needs vitamins, and some consider them plant compounds, they are crucial food for your gut bacteria. The wider the variety of polyphenols you consume, the greater the diversity of bacteria in your microbiome, which, again, powerfully supports the gut-brain axis and helps bring down widespread inflammation. They also fuel your mitochondria, not by providing direct calories, but by offering many of the necessary catalysts that help your mitochondria efficiently produce all your body's energy. 7. Nuts and seeds. Again, these are rich in vital minerals like magnesium and zinc. Some, particularly flaxseed and chia seed, contain a good amount of omega-3, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. While ALA isn't as readily beneficial as the EPA and DHA found in fish oil, because our bodies convert it very poorly to the final active forms, it still helps maintain a healthy omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in your diet. Nuts and seeds also provide some vitamin E and protein. How do these help your legs? For proper muscle contraction and relaxation, you need a precise balance of sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. With these minerals in the right ratios, you can contract and relax muscles effectively, preventing cramps. They are also indispensable for nerve transmission, tissue repair, and the production of neurotransmitters, the tiny chemical messengers that enable your nerves to signal properly. 8. Legumes or beans. Here we're talking about foods like lentils, chickpeas, and black beans. Previously, I haven't focused much on these because many of my videos target diabetics, people with metabolic issues, or those striving for an extremely low-carb diet. These aren't extremely low-carb, but they are moderate in carbohydrates. If your metabolism allows, you can certainly include them in moderation. What they do offer is a fantastic combination of protein, iron, potassium, fiber, B vitamins, and polyphenols. This blend helps support your microbiome. It becomes fuel and food for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. The unique types of fiber and polyphenols found in legumes can significantly diversify your microbiome. So, if your metabolism tolerates them and you're not aiming for a strict ketogenic diet, where these wouldn't fit, including some legumes can be a wonderful way to boost your gut health. These beans also contain arginine, another precursor to nitric oxide, further aiding the vasodilation process we discussed earlier. 9. Berries. My personal favorites among berries are raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. The reason they are so beneficial is that they are high in fiber, incredibly rich in nutrients, yet surprisingly low in sugar and carbohydrates. Many berries, especially the darker ones, also contain compounds called anthocyanins. These not only help reduce neuroinflammation, but can actually boost BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is essentially your brain's miracle grow for making new nerves and new synapses, the vital connections between nerve cells. If you're going to connect your brain to your muscles, build strength, and improve coordination, you need to form and train these new pathways, and BDNF is crucial for that. This helps you improve your nerve-to-muscle control, motor coordination, and overall balance. Berries also contain polyphenols, which, as we've discussed, support your microbiome and therefore the gut-brain axis. They help improve blood flow to both muscles and the brain and play a role in preserving fast-twitch muscle types. You'll notice I'm talking a lot about the brain in this video, and that's because it's the critical other half of the equation for muscle strength, balance, and control. 10. Avocado. Avocado, in my opinion, is perhaps the perfect food from the plant kingdom. It's absolutely packed with monounsaturated fatty acids, the same healthy fats you find in high-quality olive oils. It's also full of soluble fiber and contains tons of essential minerals, along with vitamin B6 and vitamin E. With avocado, we see a clear improvement in nerve conduction and signaling. The healthy fats, these monounsaturated fatty acids, help reduce systemic inflammation, not because they are inherently anti-inflammatory like a drug, but because they are neutral and replace many of the inflammatory fats that often exist in our diets. Vitamin B6 is particularly necessary for making neurotransmitters, those signaling molecules crucial for effective communication between your nerves and muscles. So, if you're aiming to build strong, resilient legs, you don't need a single magical ingredient or a narrowly focused food. What you truly need is a diverse array of the most complete and whole foods you can find. If you'd like to see a video on how to build strong legs through exercise, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love that one. And if you truly want to master your health by understanding how your body really works, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-saving video.